Hey, gang. I'm frustrated. I went 2 and 3 with a deck I really liked in the last draft. You can see it down there in the results. Boo. Back here, I'm going to adjust the results as I'm talking to you a little bit. But since we ended a little bit early and I have a little bit of time, I am going to try and end on a better note than feeling really disappointed by a deck I loved going 2 and 3. And we're going to play some Zendikar Rising. I still dig this format a lot. And I'm going to take out my frustrations on some new opponents. All right? I hope you join me for this coming up here. And I'm going to try and just play the whole thing. I'm also procrastinating. I have a bunch of stuff I should be doing. So instead, I'm going to draft with you all, this is work, right? So I'm just going to do this work instead. And if you want to do the work of improving your Magic decks and finishing that cube, I know the right tool. That's my sponsor, CardKingdom.com. They have everything you need for your physical Magic game, whether it's single sealed product or supplies, or maybe you need to get rid of some cardboard. You're piling up the old rares in the corner that you're not using anymore. You got to get those to Card Kingdom because they will give you more cash for them than anybody else on average, and they got a 30% store credit bonus. I love having a lot of credit at Card Kingdom because their inventory is great. Somebody brought this up one time. They did find that they were selling some cards, and Card Kingdom won on almost everything. Most every card Card Kingdom was paying the most for. But there was one expensive card that Card Kingdom wasn't giving the top dollar on compared to somebody else. So they decided to sell that one card to the other place for store credit. But then they immediately regretted it because the store credit wasn't as good. The store credit is only as good as the inventory of the place that's giving it to you. So I find Card Kingdom store credit to be so amazing because their inventory is so great. So keep that in mind, that even when you do find somebody who might on a card by card basis be paying a little more than Card Kingdom, if you're going for store credit, make sure that if you're not going with Card Kingdom, but whoever you do go with has the inventory to support that credit. I think that's a major factor in who you sell to for credit. So keep that in mind, and keep my sponsor in mind. And anytime you need something, try to see if they earn your business and use my affiliate links, and then they know you got there from here. It helps keep me on the air, and we all stay happy. Happy and drafting. Speaking of drafting, let me switch to that view. What do we got? We have our rare is a nice kicker rare. Solid. We had a nice run with a kicker deck yesterday. There's also Gomafata Vanguard with not much other red in the pack, so we could take Gomafata, cut red, and try to be the fun police. Go aggro here. I think I like those two. There's Subtle Strike as well. Diviner is fine, but not better as a place to start than Chronicler. So my heart wants to go Chronicler, but kind of thinking of doing something different here. I'm going to go with Gomafata. This is really fun though, right? It is fun. All right, since this is a salve draft, I'm going to take the rare that goes in my wheelhouse. Since we did kicker yesterday, so I was going to try and be different, but I love it so much. And then we have a recovery to help with that green-blue kicker plan. So whatever, I'm going to we'll do green-blue kicker again because I love it. Or we'll start on that path at the very least. Yeah, I'm not forcing it, Fenor. I'm saying we're starting on that path. I also, again, think these are just objectively the correct picks. It happens to fit into my preferred way of playing the format. But I think Chronicler is a better pick than the Gomafata, and Recovery was the best card of the last pack. Here is different, though. I don't think that, you know, any of the blue or green cards, nothing blue or green here is worth it. I'd rather take a Celebrant and see if the table wants us to be the Cleric deck instead, or even Kazul's Fury in case you want to be red-blue Wizards. Shell Shield, not good enough to take here, and neither is Ascetic, even though I would play both of these in a green-blue deck. It is true that I think Celebrant is more powerful, is the more powerful card in the more powerful archetype, but we are nowhere near it. Like, we have no cards towards it. Whereas Kazul's Fury works with, in a sense, both of these. You know, we could see ourselves in playing Fury in multiple decks here. So, yeah, I'll take the Fury. Although now we're going to get like the uncommon Cleric gold card or something like that. No, okay, so we've got nothing really going for the Chronicler and Recovery picks are drying up. We could take a Subtle Strike here, continuing on the hard way path. Like, we have no deck yet, but this is like the best card in the pack. Champ is okay if you're in the Warriors. But yeah, we'll take Strike. Certainly hard way drafting. Mike likes the Spellcraft. I don't think this is good enough. I think this is too clunky for 4 damage. I'm gonna take the Subtle Strike. If red-black is open, this might wheel. I mean, this isn't even like stellarly amazing in red-black party. It's just good. So we're gonna take Subtle Strike. Royal Mage still being here, though, says, hey, don't give up on Kicker yet. There's Vastwood Surge, which is also interesting, but I think you'd want a Royal Mage before a Vastwood Surge. And Reclaim the Waste, also interesting, but Royal Mage is the best pick here. And... Seagate, if we thought maybe we'd be heading red-black, but I'll take a Riptide over a Brute. Blightblade, or Bugcatcher still being here makes me want to take that. Bugcatcher, we can do blue-red Wizards still. Bugcatcher is super strong. But I'm also trying to, let's see, I want to switch to this view so that I can give you some warrior action.
Warriors, come out to play.
Boy, is this a supplies pick? I mean, there's nothing here for us. I don't want... You take a Highborn Vampire in case we end up red-black party? I think I guess that is slightly more likely than me wanting to play a Spare Supplies or even a Torment. You like Tormenting Voice? Yeah, all right. You're right. It's the utility hedge. I like the way Hat just put that. It's a utility hedge. We can take that. Well, the only 2 red cards in the pack were Rage and the Gomafata we passed. So at least, you know, only 1 red card was taken out of our first pack. We're going to take Squid here, though. Glacial Grasp is solid. I like it more than Spellcraft. I mean, this came back around, but I like Grasp for a tempo-oriented wizard type of curve-out. Cinderclasm. What? Table. Pod. Ugh. What am I doing here, though? Maybe just take Cinderclasm and be really face-palmy about passing that. Fenor liked really, you know, going ahead and taking that that Cleric. I couldn't quite bring myself to, but maybe it was correct. Certainly doesn't feel like we're green anymore, does it? Well, this is good. This was an all-star from our deck yesterday, so we'll go ahead and pick up a new one. Wizard, nice too. Land Wizard, I love that. I'm really having an emotional reckoning with the new modal double-faced cards. Maybe I should talk about that at some point. But like the new modal double-faced cards that are 2 spells, I hate them. I hate them. I hate them, but I don't hate this. I don't know why. It's my stupid human brain, I think. But somehow, land on one side, spell on the other works for me in a way that like makes sense. In a way that no, because it feels boring and dumb. It feels like really, they literally just took 2 cards and stapled them. Like I mean, we joke about that. You joke about, oh, this is this card and this card glued together. Now they just literally did that. You know, and it's like, I find it, but they did it here too, right? Didn't they just glued a land and a shelter? I know they just did it too, but somehow 2 spells hits me just way wrong compared to a spell and a land, and I can't explain it. I know it doesn't make sense per se, but that's where I'm at. This pick is funky, though. Maybe we take I don't know. Am I supposed to take the Thirst over a Squid? I think I take the Thirst and we see if we wheel the Squid. I don't know. This is a strong card to still be here. We know that Clerics are wide open because nobody's taken it. Nobody took that. Yeah, here's a sign that the Clerics are open. Gosh, maybe I was supposed to, Fenor. Were you supposed to take that Cleric and just abandon everything? But I think we do take Alliance over Rogue, right? I mean, if we're getting Thirst and Alliance here, it's obviously wide open to the left. It's not like we're going to get a ton of black. Oh, you think because we're blue-black, take the Rogue? But I'm going to take the removal, and then I'm going to take the domination here over field research. I think we're just embracing the black here. I like Falconer, though. Over Priest or Sneak. Fenrir likes the Priest for curve. That's fair. But we actually have some low curve, and we don't have much high end. I'm going to take the big flyer, and also because we know we're blue. There's things that could happen that pivot us back to red or whatever, but we're not. We are definitely blue. We're 100% blue, so let's embrace that. Yeah, we can cut Deliberate. I agree. Blood Beckoning seems like the pick here. The one thing, so I'm going to take Blood Beckoning over Drain, first Blood Beckoning. I will say that one thing that the new double-faced cards allow you to do that that the split cards didn't is be permanents. Like the split cards are all spells. They're all instants and sorceries. Double-faced, 2-sided allows you to do it permanent style. So that is a benefit. But I got issues. And I don't know why, though. It's very hard for me to explain why I'm so upset by 2 spells on a double-faced modal versus a spell and a land. Or a land and a land. Because the dual lands make sense to me, too. Here we can take Mind Drain. I guess we're going to have enough wizards. Maybe we can take a Chilling Trap. I'm going to take a Mind Drain, though. Subtle Strike still being here is more good news on the black front. Squid, okay, all these 3 are looking good to me, but maybe we take another Squid here on curve. Make sure we have a 2-drop that we are happy to play. You want second beckoning? I want second squid over second beckoning. I want to get on board on 2. Yeah, it would be nice to have party 2 drops, but if we don't have party 2 drops, we got to have something. Riptide or spare supplies? I'm going to go Riptide for now. Possible we get enough kicker to want to do it. I don't think so, but we'll see. Skulker is a great pickup. Carver. Are we going to be aggro enough for Carver? Maybe. We got 2 squids. Subtle strikes. Let's take the Carver. We might go aggro here. Yeah, the sneak is decent in rogues. I just think we can get more of them. And I think the Carver is going to be good here. I don't think Carver is unplayable if you're aggro rogues. Do we want Tabarax or Bubble Snare? Tabarax really shines in clerics where you're drawing cards, but probably still worth it as just a Windrake with upside over a Bubble Snare. And you're right, we do have a lot of removal, so let's take the action. Good observation, Pablo, on what our deck actually needs. This is not our pack. If we had stuck with the red-blue Wizards plan, we'd be happy with this pack. As it is, we're on strike number 3, I guess. We just need the creatures for it, then it'll be fine. Yeah, not a great pick, but if we get the early drops to support it, this is where I start to like the Carver, Fenor. I hear you that this is not a playable in most decks, but if we're hyper low to the ground aggro rogues, it's actually fine, I think. I'm taking third strike over first seer. I just don't care about the seer. I just don't. We're going to wheel it. We'll wheel the seer anyway. And we get a nice Into the Royal here. Great red cards coming around, though. The red-blue Wizards would have been fine as well. Here, a Gloom Hunter over a Scion. No blue whatsoever. And again, we don't have a ton of big late game. We have a Domination, but we're going to add Gloom Hunter to that. We can Zoff it up here. We also have 2 playable rogues in the Sneak and the Duelist. Duelist helps with the lower down strategy that can make Mind Carver a playable. But yeah, Zoff consumption is just... I think we wheel the Duelist. I'm going to take Zoff consumption. I bet we'll be fine. I bet we get that Duelist back. This is not great, but we have a 2-drop we can take here. More cleric stuff, so the cleric deck was also open. I think we're in a fine spot, but just noticing what else was around. Disruption over Anti-Cog number 2, of course. More... Oh, this is like the first one of these we've seen. Yeah, and we might not go aggro. I'm just saying it was an option. You know, I took the possibility. Yeah, possibly Fenor. It might have been. Seer came back anyway, and we'll take it here over the Tempest. Although Tempest, for 1 more mana, you get Flying and Flash. Yeah, I think Tempest is a little better, actually. We'll take that. Not playing this. And not playing any of this either, but I'll throw this in the board. All right, Sneak came back. We can play this one. I'm never playing the Constrictor. I barely play it in the... counter deck. I'm going to take a moment. I didn't capture my play so far in my spreadsheet, but when I grind gems, I want to make a note of it or I forget. So we have 60 gems on the grind here. This is our side account, by the way. I want to check our Zendikar collection. I'm going to see how close to 4xing our second account we are on Zendikar here. All right. I think Constrictor's pretty bad, yeah. Because its ability is only good if you're attacking, and so it has its own. It's a gray ogre unless you're attacking, and I'm not in for that. Yeah, I agree. We can cut Carver. I got it. I think this is playable in the right deck, but this is not what we're doing. We're going to be focusing on Lol Mage's Domination's Inscription type winning, as opposed to low down aggro. But I didn't. I don't know what we passed for it, but there was nothing much there. I mean, this is largely unplayable. But I've actually had great rogue decks. To be honest, mostly in bot draft. I find this playable in bot draft where the bots don't like rogues at all. The low down aggro turbo mill rogues deck is generally wide open with the bots, and that's where I like the Mind Carver. And sometimes you're able to get that deck against humans, but not usually. Why would you kill your opponent if you could toy with them a little more? I don't even understand. All right, moving our splans over, probably cutting one Mind Drain. Oop, I was trying to cut a Mind Drain. Oh, we have 3 Mind Drains. So yes, I only want 1 Mind Drain in 17, 18, 19, 20. You can go 19. I like 19 here with Inscription and Lol Mage that we want to get up to. Is Chronicler worth running? Do we have... We're looking for kicked spells. Speaking of gray ogres, like I better find something. Let's put everything with kicker over here and see what our count is. Kicker. Probably not running these Riptides either because of that. This has kicker, but we're not kicking it often, but it technically has it. But I think that probably means we're just cutting Riptide, Chronicler. And then that puts us at 40 right there. We could run you want to run Chronicler on finding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess you don't. I guess it finds the Inscription. The Chronicler doesn't care how much it is, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 targets, and we're looking at the top 5. So it's below the bell curve. You know, like if you had 8 targets, then you'd be at least right on average, you know? If you have 8 targets, on average, Chronicler is going to find one. We are below average on Chronicler finding one. But we also don't have... I mean, we need to cut something else. I guess we could cut a Subtle Strike to bring back in a Chronicler, because Subtle Strikes really want multiple, you know, our creature count is so low, it's making the Subtle Strikes worse at 10. So I think cutting a Subtle Strike, if we're going to do that, makes sense. I think this is just good enough to include. There's just enough going on here that the floor of a Gray Ogre plus the upside it is offering is worth it, so we can do that. Any other considerations? If we are concerned about our creature count, we could bring in Dreadworm. It's not exciting, but, you know, it's a big piece of beef. We can just drop and say, here's the thing. What will we cut for it? Anti-cog. Yeah, I do kind of like one big piece of beef in here. We're so low on creatures. We have enough fat stuff? Like what? We've got Falconer as a 4/4. I mean, what's fat? Like, I think of fat as at least 4, and we only have one card that has a 4 written on it, right? Without the worm. We got Vamp. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. All right. What are we calling this? This is my tilt draft, palette cleanser, resetting my tilt. Let's focus on that for a name. Soothing. We're trying to calm Ryan down with don't tilt. There's pinball. Let's see. How about level it out? Level out. Level out. Oops, no tormenting voice. This is a par poll. How am I gonna do here? What's gonna average win count gonna be? Fine, keep here. All right, nice pickup with the Skulker. We're going to start with the Squid, though, so that we can get the most out of our landfall attacks. Also trades for a lot more, just it does more damage. Basically, for every reason under the sun, Squid is the better thing to start with than the Skulker. The only reason you'd start with the Skulker is if you thought Oppo was going to kill on sight the first thing and you'd rather have this dead than this, but I'd rather have this dead too. Interesting. So Night Runner means we're not going to attack with the Squid, because I want to at least threaten the ability to block. We could Mind Drain them to max mana, but we don't have a 2-spell. We don't have anything to do on 4, so we're not going to max the mana here. I'm just going to play the Skulker and pass. Sad to have a Squid I don't attack with on turn 3, though. That's kind of its job. Really, though, what I like about the Squid is that it has multiple jobs. It's decent in tempo aggro blue, where you're attacking for 3 on turn 3. But we can also survive here. And this is fine. I mean, now they can attack with the Night Runner, but because they've used all their mana, they can't get value out of the Night Runner. They're just exiling something and then it goes away. What'd they lose? A Plains. Huh. I don't see a lot of Jeskai decks in the format, but that's interesting. Now we have a Squid Subtle Strike, and I'm gonna leave the Skulker back in case they have more removal. Because if they have more removal, they remove the Squid again, they send in the Runner, and then we have the Subtle Strike. Haha. Mike wants to avoid telegraphing. I really want to avoid giving them a card off the Runner. Inscription, interesting. I kind of like Mind Drain, hold up Subtle Strike again, and maybe this time send the Skulker, or send the Squid. What if we send the Squid to say, hey, of course they're showing the Amulet, they could end up killing the Skulker. But then we have the Subtle Strike to save it, right? I'm going to send the squid and try to set up the sneaky subtle strike, but we'll see. Also could just drop the falconer, you know. Yeah, Mike says send both. That's true, Mike. We can just, yeah, okay, I'll do what Mike says. I'm going to send both. And we have the subtle strike play if they do make the block. And if they don't, we have big stuff. We have 5 drops we can play. All right, see if they've got it. They've got something, that is. Where does this counter go? We can technically kill the Night Runner without putting the counter on the Skulker, but Skulker is the one I want big because we don't need lands to attack with it. So I'm going to put it on the Skulker, I think. Mike wants it on the Squid. What's your reasoning, Mike? My reasoning is spreading out our 3 power and setting up something bigger that can attack without landfall. Why do you want to put it on the Squid? You just want extra damage this turn? Okay, that's fair. So Mike's worried about this play being blown out, at least have a squid if the play gets blown out. That's a reasonable argument, Mike. It plays around unknown from hand better. I also feel like they don't have anything, though, or they... Well, maybe they do because they blocked. I don't know. Interesting point, Mike. I don't think they have it, though. I'm going to go with my gut, and maybe Mike is right and I get blown out here, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go with my line and see what happens. Score 1 from Mike. And now I'm gonna... Well, do you want a Skulker or Mind Drain? They're at 3. Let's Mind Drain them. When I say they're at 3 cards, obviously not 3 life. Bubble Snare and Cascade Seer were their discards, so something better than Bubble Snare still in hand for Oppo. Free card for them. Uh-huh. Dead squid. Also would have saved the squid, so score like 3 for Mike. Zoff Consumption. Well, I'm going to play this as land so we can maybe get to the point where we're kicking Insight, and then this turn we can just drop a Dreadworm to threaten big stuff on the ground. I like putting the Dreadworm out in case they have removal. Like, we don't know. They pitched Cascade Seer and Bubble Snare and then played Electromancer. I'm not sure they kept the Electromancer. Possibly. Mike likes the Falconer. I just kind of like playing the thing that if they killed, that I wouldn't mind dying. Of course, Falconer does set us up if we kick something to scry. I don't know. Interesting that I'm again going to go with my gut and play the Dreadworm as the thing that I would be most happy to have die. So it looks like Electromancer is what they kept, which is interesting to keep over the Bubble Snare, but I guess it did give them removal, so... Scryed 1 to the top there. If we draw a land, we can Falconer Skulker. And that's what we're going to do. Then if we draw a land, we're kicking the Insight and being pretty happy with that. Now, they did top a card, but we're about to play 2 blockers. I'm going to go ahead and send this because we have Falconer Skulker coming. They might have topped removal and we lose our Falconer and they hit us with a Night Runner, but I'm going to risk it. Just because they topped doesn't mean it was specifically removal. It probably just means it was action of some kind. Well, Falconer doesn't die after blocking the Night Runner, which is what I was worried about. Well, that was, in fact, perfect. I said it doesn't guarantee its removal, but, you know, what am I supposed to do about that? All right. All right, all right, all right. So we're gonna thirst. Do we have to thirst the Night Runner? We can thirst the Night Runner and then hold against these. We can kind of hold against it all. So there's a way to, an argument for just like taking out the Seer. But Runner is the thing that hurts us longest, right? So even though it's they're all pretty similarly sized. So yeah, let's take out the one that hurts us long game. And I can swing in and get them to 6, but they can swing us back and get us to 3. I think I need to stay back on D here. Because if they don't find something to interfere with the Dreadworm, they have no attacks. All right, into the Royal. No, we can't kick yet. We need, but this will help because we can kick into the Royal. And I am being greedy here. We're just one land away from being able to do it all. And I want to do it all. Mike says swing now. Yeah, because they might block. If they go for a double block, we can blow them out. And we can into the Royal on the way back. And we're willing to take 1 hit. We can take 3, not 6. And when do we into the Royal? Probably right now, so they don't draw an extra card, and then if we draw something we want to play, we can play it. We know we're gonna do this anyway. We can send back the Electromancer. Well, sending back both of these does put a counter on the Amulet. But it's possible they might do something. It's the fact that we might draw something to play here that really makes me want to do it now. I think we do it now, because we might find something we want to play. And we want... I would rather them have a little extra mana than a Scry, so we're going to bounce the Electromancer even though it's smaller. Subtle Strike. All right. I mean, probably not going to matter, but it's playable. Could cast it. Might matter with Amulet Math, yep. Yeah, I don't know what the white splash is about from Oppo. I haven't seen anything worth it so far. Yeah, we can send in Worm, and then if they don't do anything about it, it's lethal. Can just try it. Insight, bounce. We can bounce with Insight and go for the Subtle Strike win. Gives them... You just want to send in and see? Yeah, we can see first. Let them block if they want. All right. This could be good, because they might be going 3, 4, plus instant is 5. Let's see. Oh, yeah, sorry. I was thinking my own. Yeah, this is good. Good. Never mind. My math there was bad, but it still works out the way we want. Then what do we, assuming this all works, what are we doing in our main phase? Tabaraks or Unkicked Inscription? I don't want to die to die because I play a creature, but I don't think they had to have perfect to kill us, so I'm going to go Tabaraks. The reason to not play Tabaraks is if we are afraid of dying, but it's going to take perfect cards for them to get us from, well, not necessarily. I mean, if they have a, like, do we block now? Like, that's my question. If they send Seer, I think we just have to block. Hopefully they stay back to block the worm. Royal Mage for bounce? For removal? It's not enough for the worm, though. So right now, we win. This is good for us. We just insight the blockers and win. Oh no, they have, yeah, because they don't have the amulet mana. If they had one more mana, they could have taken out the worm on blocks, but we got it. Or they, yeah, never mind. They could have taken out the worm plus rebuke, that's what I meant. Amulet plus rebuke could have killed worm with one more mana. Hey, we found our land, we get it all anyway. Might as well kick it. Kick it! We did, Krauser. Hey, look, it was needed. Nice, Oppo. Jeez, can't catch a break here. I'm gonna... Can't even leave the rebirth up, so I'm going to bin it. We get 2 lands? Jeez. And they can even kill the worm here? What happened? How are we going to lose this game? Wow. My kind of day, I guess. Not coming up Millhouse for... Team going optimal today. Huh. Yeah, well... Seems fair. I've already done part 1, so I'll do part 2.
We will say goodbye to flesh and blood.
Ouch! We have had some really tough losses today. That might be the toughest, though. I kicked the blue insight for lethal and then suddenly lost. For those of you counting at home, kicked insight. Oppo has 1 mana available. 1 mana available and pulls it off. Wow. Well, maybe a quick... Wait, what am I even at? What's my record? Am I at 0-1 or 0-2 or 1-1? What's our record? 0-1, okay. I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember if that was our first game or not. Yeah, you gotta cast a kicked insight at least 3 times before it can actually win you a game, huh? Wow, what a brutal start. Zoff was already on the battlefield, though, unfortunately. We had played it as land already. I like, well, we can certainly send the squid. They're not going to block it. But we can just go Blood Chiefs, Gloom Hunter. And with Subtle Strike, I don't mind a Gloom Hunter on 2, because we can put a counter on it. So I'm going to just go aggro here. If they are red-blue wizards, we really want to stop the Electromancer play anyway. Hopefully we see an Electromancer for no value here and go, haha. Hey, worse results for a snare. I am not going to use the Subtle Strike just for a counter, though. We're going to wait. And we're going to draw nothing but lands again for the rest of the game, and that's going to be fun. Blood Beckoning. Well, we can get back our Gloom Hunter when it dies to the next thing our opponent plays. We could also Subtle Strike to keep it alive. Maybe I just do that now. If I don't put a counter on it, it's just going to die to the next Rockslide Sorcerer thing. If I wait, we can go, haha, you didn't kill it. But I'd rather just put the counter on it now. Extra damage, extra life. That'll make up for the surprise factor. That was the argument for doing it the other way. Hat says to in response and make them not know they need a 2-spell. But I like getting the extra damage and life in right away there. Whiskey Man tanking a bit here probably means they don't have an easy, obvious 2-spell turn to take out the Gloom Hunter. Oh, maybe they do. Not easy and obvious, though. A lot of work to get that done, so that's fine. We still have the Blood Beckoning, too. hopefully they block here. And I'm going to actually just hold and try to Tempest the Sorcerer, trade for the Sorcerer, and then we can Beckoning for Tempest and Bat instead of the Squid. Hey, it's our friend Inscription. We're going to get to you later. Hold on. We're going to lose with you later. Hold on. Well, let's see. You got to make sure Squid's not correct. No, Squid's not correct. We're going to take Gloom Hunter, Tempest, and not play either this turn, and that's okay. Although with Bubble Snare, something's getting... Although with Insight, we get to release the Bubble Snared creature too, so... Or is it opponent's control? No, target creatures. Look at me reading. I'm reading, everybody. That's a biggin. They know about the Tempest. I'm just going to kick the... What do we want him to... I guess we want him to kick the Tempest, right? I'm going to play the Tempest. I almost want to do it as a sorcery so that they use the snare on it. But I suppose we can just... I'm just going to play it at instant speed, and then they can do it after combat if they want. But it means that they don't get to kick a snare and make a 5/5. And Charix can become 6 power here, so we can't really block it. Aren't I playing on top of Charix? I don't know what you mean. Oh, right, because this isn't an island. That's a good point. But it's still enough to kill, so I can't block is the point. Threat of activation is good enough. And if they activate twice, even better. All right, let's do this. We'll send back this and Stalker? Riptide. Oh, do I not have mana yet? Do I not have the right mana? I thought we were there. Why didn't that work? Oh, I see. Yeah. Gotcha. So then we have to do it the other way. Reading. We can still do it. That's the main thing. And it's fine because now if they... now they can't really activate the Charix without completely eliminating their ability to function on the rest of the turn. It was mostly reading. I kind of read. Hey, Royal Mage Insight, we did it, gang. We're going to keep them both. I want to empty their hand, too. Because they dump a couple cards. As we said, we can't win with Insight kicked unless we do it twice. Nice. Oh, they may go Bubble Snare here. Yeah, oh well. So, actually gonna kick the Royal Mage anyway. Or we could even, we could Glacial Grasp looking for a land to then kick the Royal Mage. How greedy are we? I guess we have 18 life. I shouldn't be that greedy. Yeah, we could Grasp, Drain, but I'm going to give him a... because we can Drain after we do this, and we should be able to get... yeah, that's true. We can Grasp. It is a good point that if we... It's a good fallback plan, right? We can Grasp and then fall back on that. Trouble is I like Grasp on their turn, too, to keep it from... To actually keep it aggro. I'm going to just go with the Royal Mage plan. And we are going to inscript again. Fenrir likes draining their last card. My feeling is that after we inscript again, they're going to end up with cards back in hand again that we can drain. I think we'll still get something with drain after we inscript. And yeah, if they want to pump anything, like they have to strand cards in hand. This is probably just a land, though, you know. But let's see. Was a land, turns out, for what that's worth. This is going to be 9 mana. Yeah, but they're going to draw a card. We'll see. We'll see. Well, I wanted a swamp anyway. I guess I should have waited because we might draw a Spland, but I wouldn't play a Spland as land anyway, so I felt like swamp was going to be a sure thing. We could Charix this time. We have the extra. So I kind of like send Charix. You like no kick? No, we could. Well, okay. Let's listen to Logan's idea. I gotta watch my hourglasses, but we could. The trouble is they still have a card. No, I'm gonna do it. Oh yeah, it does cost 10. Never mind. We're just gonna do it this way. Again. Dreadworm, Skulker. Kind of don't like either of those. Dreadworm is okay. Skulker isn't doing much here. We're not really spinning wheels, though. It's hard to say I'm spinning wheels when I'm creating a 5/5, a 3/3, and drawing 4 cards. That doesn't feel like spinning wheels to me. Yeah. It doesn't have Death Touch, though, because we don't have another Rogue. You need another Rogue to have Death Touch. And look at that. Mind Drain still gets a card. Well, unless they play a 3-drop, I suppose. Now, I kind of just like, let's see, we can Grasp. And then Stalker can't pump. Yeah, let's start with a drain, though. That's fair. And 6 mana left. We can Tabarax and Grasp. Or Chronicler looking for some other action. Or really just a Gloom Hunter kicked. Make a 3/3 Lifelinker Flyer. That seems pretty darn. Is Grasp and Drain... Is Grasp lethal? Let's see, we Grasp a blocker. We can get through for 2. Yeah, it doesn't get him dead, but it gets him close. Let's go Tabarax Grasp for damage. Well, you say let's just win, Scary Poppins. Do you see lethal right here? I don't see lethal. Maybe I'm missing something, but I'm gonna tap Charix. You like Grasp on their turn. I was setting up the ability to attack this turn. Totally forgot about that tax again, though, so we don't get the tabaraks like I wanted. But this is still a good attack. And you want to play the Gloom Hunter? I suppose so. Let's just get... It doesn't need to be a 3-3 at this point. We just want to get bodies on the ground. They're at 5. Yeah, that's true. It was a free Royal Mage attack. They couldn't block it. I should have. They should be at 3. That was a punt. We got him, but it was absolutely... Again, if I... You know, nothing like streaming to show you your leaks. And a continuing leak of mine that I see again and again and again is failing to over-attack and failing to overblock. So it's just a leak I need to work on. I continue 20 whatever years later to work on my magic leaks. You know what? Let me take a quick bio break. I haven't had one all stream, and I do want to finish this event with you all today. So just give me a second. I'll be right back, and we'll play this out. Okay? Hey, good game, Whiskey Man. I'm gonna be right back, and you can talk to chat about the matchup. Hold on. Hey gang, I'm back. Yeah, Whiskey Man, we're having that kind of day around here too. Sorry to deliver it to you, but boy, we've had some good decks with rough losses. All right. Gloom Hunter on 2, especially again with the Subtle Strike to bump it up. But we'll do Chronicler on 3, barring finding something else. I don't know if Drew is in the tank here or AFK, but hopefully we'll get going shortly. That's a cool planes. I like that. I don't know where those were acquired, but pretty. Drew here clearly likes the bling. I'm gonna go ahead and Gloom Hunt, and hopefully maybe we can use somehow the Subtle Strike to kill the Banneret in a block situation. Or trade for a Linvala. That would be an option too. Probably just Alliance Linvala eventually here. We can Chronicler. We also have Glacial Grasp. Can just grasp the Linvala. Especially since we don't have another land. Wouldn't mind finding a fourth land. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go with Glacial Grasp here. Hold down Linvala, and if we had a fourth land, I think I'd just go with the Chronicler, but I really want to find our fourth land, so I'm going to give us 2 shots at it instead of 1. Hold up Subtle Strike was an option. We could try and get the Banneret, but again, and I would have done that with. Well, I think the Fenner. I think the suggestion was to Subtle Strike the Banneret, because last time they attacked Banneret into Gloomhunter, so we could 0-1 the Banneret and 2-2 the Gloomhunter. I think that was the suggestion, but I would rather, and I might have considered that if we had our 4th land already. Well, this allows me to get the Gloomhunter in. There's a question of whether or not we wanted to attack or not, versus keeping this down for 2 turns, I guess. Yeah, well then I'm with Fenor that I don't want a 2-for-1 myself to take out Linvala when we do have an answer. We just need to get to it. Yeah, that's a reasonable line. Not quite. I just didn't want a 2-for-1 just for the Linvala. We could do... Well, we technically have Royal Mage Subtle Strike, but I'm never casting Royal Mage here, so I'm going to send in with the Gloomy and Chronicler. I'll we can Chronicler first. We have any single mana. We have Blood Chief's Thirst, but I wouldn't use that on anything here, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we can send first. Subtle Strike for Flash Blocker, sure, yeah. And look at that. Everybody give Fenor an internet cookie. And if Drew wants to sack Linvala, go for that too, of course. No Royal Mage, though. We're going to try and kick that. Yikes. Wanted to go after Linvala, but instead we're going to have to alliance the Colossus. We did find a Dreadworm, so we could try for a block of Colossus, but I don't think that's going to do it. We could also Deadly Alliance here while the alliancing is good, but then what do we, like, it's quite tough for us to take this big smack on the follow. We can take 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They can hit us for 14 next turn. That's fair. We can get Linvala with the either one is good. Either one. But if we Mind Drain... Am I playing Royal Mage as a chump? I guess we Mind Drain now, and then it gives us... we have Alliance plus Dreadworm to try and manage the 2 biggies. Let's see what we got. Cunning, Geyser Mage, and Silencer. Not blocking here, so because we want to use our removal on the threats we're facing. So I'm actually going to get some life with the Gloomhunter and accept the big smack back. Not sure what they drew. Could just be a land, but if there was a land, they would have pumped, right? So this is something. Or why not pump? We could... No, we don't want that stuff back. We want to Alliance now so we can Royal Mage that back. I think we leave the Gloomhunter back now on D. Probably chumping the Colossus after they sack the Linvala. Fenner just wants the worm. Well, that's interesting. I guess if they don't have... Trouble is, Banneret Pump makes Worm not even trade for the Colossus. And if we get in with Gloomy, we go to 10. But then that's just too much on the crackback if we don't... If we're take... Yeah, I can't see attacking now, Fenrir. I think we need to chump with Gloomhunter. So... That means it's Alliance chump. And also, Gloomhunter might keep him from sending the Banneret. Not really. I mean, they just have options there, so... We can Alliance at instant speed, so I was going to wait till their turn. Can at least do it on upkeep. I don't know. Maybe it does. I guess maybe it's better because then Linvala, the... Yeah, it's true. We can just play Royal Mage as the chumper. Oh, that's interesting. What if we play Royal... But I want to get Alliance back with the Royal Mage is the thing. I'm going to be greedy with that. I'm going to say no attacks, and then the only question is Alliance here, force the Linvala sack now. I guess that's more sensible than... Yeah, whatever. Well, time to be greedy... All we need is a chump. Like, I'm either chumping with the Royal Mage or the Gloomhunter, and I think it's not greedy. I think it's just actually trying to hold on to the resources we need to be able to win the game. So, you can call it greed. I'm calling it necessary resources that we need to actually pull this out. That's true. Maybe we don't get a turn, but if we draw a land, well, we're going to find out. Let's see. We're going to start with a Deadly Alliance on the Colossus, because if they just let this happen, then we don't have to chump the Colossus. So I'm going to start by trying to kill the Colossus. This is where I'm expecting Linvala sack and us chumping Colossus. And we take 2 and have some play. You can go Dreadworm. Yeah, maybe we do have to play Royal Mage if we get a land. I don't know. Let's see what we draw. Interesting. Okay, so they let that happen. So now, do we chump? Do we chump or do we take this? Because we can take 6 and then untap with 2/2 Lifelinker in the air and Dreadworm. If we go to 6, or we go to 2, the lifelink says we can let 2 go by and still be at 2. But Linvala in the air is just this huge issue, right? So I guess we go... I'm gonna make the block. I'm saving 4 here. Ugh, this is tough. But we save 4. We go to 6. I know, but I have 0 hourglass. I just had to make a call. And yeah, now on that front, it looks like you're right. Like, we don't even have time to Royal Mage our removal back. Gotta play Dreadworm and Royal Mage and not die. Right? We can go Chronicler. Well, we could go Chronicler looking for an answer, too. We do have an Into the Royal, so we could go, like, Chronicler and then Yeah, I think we do that. Like, we need to actually find action. And Chronicler is going to block the Duelist even and kill it even with... yeah, I'm going to do this looking for Into the Royal. Because Into the Royal really gives us some time against Linvala. Inscription also good, yeah. Blood Chief, yep. We got some answers with Kicker, is the point. And there's one of them. Yay! Yeah, we can go get the inscription. Depending on what Oppo does here, of course. If they swing, we gotta put Chronicler in front of the Duelist. They didn't. Okay, okay, okay. So, taking 3, 4... it's lethal next turn, but we do get the Royal Mage for double block, so it's not lethal yet. All right. Ooh, we'll discard the worm because we can play the squid. And is Inscription correct? Sure feels like it, but there's a lot of good cards here. We could just get removal and just take out the Captain. Because Inscription does not kill the Captain, and we don't have any flyers. It's possible we're just supposed to get Deadly Alliance. Or Thirst, yeah. Alliance and Thirst are similar here. Alliance is instant speed, though, so I think we just take the removal. Fender says Inscription is better, but, like, we don't stop the Captain. How do we get the Captain dead before we're dead? I'm gonna go with my gut, which says that this situation calls for that. Oh, Thirst does trigger a Chronicler again. That's a fair point. I didn't think of that. Yes, that's true. I could have started in some sort of Inscription loop. It's pretty expensive. But it was an option, I guess. Well, this is all pretty easy. They're out of cards, so this is just the attack. It's going to be a trade, and take 4, but we have the Alliance and they know it, so this is fine with us. But yeah, I went instant speed because I thought instant speed better than sorcery, but totally good call that if I had gotten the Blood Chief's Thirst instead, we'd still kill the Captain, but I'd switch this swamp for something else. So great call, whoever pointed out that. I guess we have looting I should hold. We got Chronicler right here. We have card draw and looting, so it's not 100% sure what to do on land play. But I think I don't want to keep 2. We'll just keep 1. All right, Royal is nice. We could Into the Royal the Chronicler, drawing a card and replaying the Chronicler to look for more kicking. We have Literally no more cards with kicker in the deck, though. I'm looking at what's left in our deck, and we just don't have any kicker, so I'm not going to do it. We're not going to find anything if we do that. It is fancy play, but it could be correct if it like really changed the clock, Mike. Right? Like if I looked in 16 cards, we had 2 excellent kicker spells. It could have been worth it, but I think you're right. Ultimately. A second here. Don't worry, Hat. I'm just switching headphones. This is no secret video about to play or something. Ooh, nice. What a great card. So what are they going to get out of it? Well, we'll see. Whatever they do, we're going to bounce anyway. Yeah, perfect top deck for Oppo. What do they bring back? Captain? Maybe just Captain. Linvala. Almost doesn't matter. It kind of is a similar situation no matter what. Yeah, if they want to sack to deny draw, we're going to let them do that, but what are you going to do? That'd be good, right? I would accept Into the Royal as a Doomblade if they would like to make it a Doomblade. Although 4-mana Doomblade, because we are going to kick it. Answers to Linvala. The spells left in the deck: Blood Beckoning, Rebirth, Disruption, Squid, Subtle Strike, Domination. How about Lull Mage's Domination? Falconer, Zoff Consumption. So yeah, Domination is our best draw, I think. Falconer blanks it, at least. Yeah, we get a loot. This is good. We get to search for a lot of cards here, so I like our chances, actually. I'm not sure what Oppo is doing, though. Playing like me. They must be talking to chat. Yeah, if we get Beckoning for the Royal Mage, then we get to start our whole looping again, and then I think we win. Yeah, I bet there's some opponents who are like trying to get me back with slow play somehow. I don't know. It's possible, but whatever. Your clock. I got friends to talk to. All right, 2 spells is good. We know they have the Linvala. Do you want to attack? Because we can attack and play 2. I guess swing 1 is good. You're right, Fenner. Fenner has it correct. I was trying to figure out if I was supposed to keep both back or send both, but the answer is send 1. Tabarax. And then send... Well, let's send Chronicler. There's there's nothing for us to find. I'm going to send Chronicler... Well, I don't want to lose to a top deck removal spell is the thing. So if we send both, play 2, they top deck removal, we just lose. I'm not going to do that. There you go. If we had not left 2 back, we would be straight dead right now. Straight dead. We may be straight dead anyway. We're dead to Linvala next turn on this forced block. But here we go. Tab can't get in. We have to block or we lose. And this has Menace, gang. Am I screwing up? How are we dead? Oppo's attacking with 2 power Menace? Am I? Help me. I was like, what is going on here? I'm just saying that we had to block. I don't know. All right, so now we're stable. Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought, well, see, what I don't understand is it has... Oh, here's my problem, gang. It had so many icons on it. I thought it had Death Touch. Sorry, gang. I thought I gave this one more ability than it had. I thought it had Menace and Death Touch, and it had Menace and Lifelink. So I just got my icons messed up. That's where my confusion was. So now we are stable. I'm going to play this Swamp. We don't have the... I don't know if we have any life gain. Like... I'll do, yeah, whatever. Just pass. Nothing to do here but pass. Still dead to removal, but hopefully you don't have it. Yeah, we're going to hold this if we get Beckoning and the Bat back, right? Yeah, Gloom Hunter is in the yard, but we do have ability to get it back. Yeah, there's life gain potential, but how does that... Oh, yeah, if we get more counters on it. Sorry, Drew, I'm not trying to slow play you. Streaming Magic is a complicated thing. Sure, just top deck Gasoline. What about us? Do we get to? I want to top deck Gasoline. Mana. So like if we got our, yeah, we could, if we got our Blood Beckoning, we could Blood Beckoning and kick the Royal Mage. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I guess we take Linvala. Or we take, we make Linvala sack, or we take Aura. I guess we take Aura because it gives us lifelink, and it does make a 2-for-1. They'll sack either way? What do you mean? If they sack Linvala, wait, is it hexproof too? Hexproof or indestructible. Reading cards here, reading cards. So let's, you're right, Hat. It doesn't matter if they read their cards. So let's try for the lifelinker and see if they read their cards. I guess it's cheaper to do it the other way, but that doesn't matter either. But happy to kill Linvala. That's a fine result as well. And maybe they miss it and we get Aura. Gotta say, no attacks here, though. We want to continue to threaten blocks, and Chronicler can't attack. All right. Land is going to happen. I'm going to keep playing lands because we have so much of our upcoming action is about getting stuff back from the graveyard and doing a bunch of stuff. Oh, thank goodness. Like, the second Oppo attacks, like, it means they drew something. Hey, we were talking about you, Blood Beckoning. Actually, I should... the trouble is I don't have time to think. I guess we have 2 hourglasses. There might be a world in which we only get 1 back. If we thought it was... But yeah, no, I think that's fancy play. Let's just... Royal Mage... And... Bat? Maybe I could have kept that because we are going to gain some life, but this is a fine starting point here. Zoff! Hello, Zoff! Now I like send in Tabarak's Chump and then win next turn off Zoff. If they send back, Zoff isn't lethal, but it is with the attack of the Tabaraks anyway. And just do the 1-for-1. Yeah. Still got it. I like the trade. I mean, it doesn't matter. We get there either way. Yeah, same thing. If this didn't work, I would wanted that thing to be dead. But maybe that was slightly less percentage. Whew, that was a tight one. Glad we found a way. Suddenly my untapped.gg is freaking out. I'm gonna restart it, see if that works. Huh, yeah. Untapped is having some trouble. We're on the play with a squid, but no island. However, we do have the Gloom Hunter Subtle Strike sequence, so I'm going to keep. If we find an island, great. I'll play the squid instead, but we can keep this on the strength of the cards we do have. Yeah, it was the difference, right, Bronco? We had to get lucky, but we did, and it worked. And speaking of getting lucky, we found our island. All right. And we found a 3-drop to do instead of Gloom Hunter, so I like that as well. Next turn, Sneak. Maybe we just kicked the Gloom Hunter this game when I was all set to play it on 2 when we saw the opener. Lots of good Weisenheimer redemptions to talk about Kaldheim stuff. I might save that for tomorrow, though, since we ended up doing this here. Let's see. Well, I'm going to send the squid and then decide what to do, because obviously if they go for a trade here, they won't, but if they did, we could subtle strike for a blowout. And then sneaky sneak seems fine. We just want to find lands here. All right, coming up Millhouse. Send both, see if they want to do any blocking that we can blow out with Subtle Strike. If not, we have Living Tempest. Another land, we get kicked Gloom Hunter. All right, so 3-4. Let's see. Let's see if we go. We can make a 4-5. Yeah, we can get there. We can really blow them out here. So this is great for us. Unless I don't know what they have here, but right now looks good for us. They might have the. They probably have the Rebirth, right? Like Rebirth makes sense. They rebirth and get the apparition going again. But we're gonna make them have it. Ah, I guess they don't. Nice. Just a straight up old-fashioned blowout. I'm gonna wait. We got Gloom Hunter on 6. Nice. We can go. I'm gonna send in everything, and they might just have a forced block here. I mean, they can't go to 1, right? They gotta block one of these. Oh, they're going to go for it. Okay, well, if they don't have a sweeper, that's going to be tough to come back from. I'm going to assume they're going to gain life, though, and surprising them with a Living Tempest isn't going to do anything. Let's just kick the bat. Max the mana. There is the Ondu, there's the Splan that does it, but really there's no sweepers available at the mana they have, no. But that should be lethal if they have, if they have a way to punish us for this attack. We just have such good stuff behind, but we might, I mean, still, I'm going to make him have it. We just got to make him have it here. Oh, I forgot we didn't have the squid, so... This is still technically lethal, but I'm not buying it. Oh, it is! All right. Sometimes they don't have it. The January set is often extremely complicated. Wasn't it Ikoria last time? Like I've found that they really seem to go nuts on complexity in January. Ikoria was April? Okay. Certainly the sets get more complicated as they go, though. Zendikar was not complicated. I don't think this is a complicated set at all. I think it's part of its genius that it's doing cool gameplay stuff without complicated cards. Oh, you didn't think this is more than a 2-win deck? I like this deck just fine. I'm gonna keep this, play Rebirth as land. Squid over Disruption. Although we could, you know, I don't know. We could hold up Disruption, but nah, it's just not worth it. If they happen to cast a 2-drop with 3 mana, then we're just like, oh, why did we do that? And I'm going to go ahead. This could be a, let's see, if this is Subtle Strike, we still get a trade, so this is fine. It beats Subtle, it trades with Subtle Strike. Mike says don't trade. With Blood Beckoning, I'm a fan of trading, but maybe I was being aggro on the trade there. Could go Chronicler or Tabarax. Let's go Chronicler and look for some action and then Tabarax later. Royal Mage is cool. Now, I don't think they're ever trading for this. I mean, we could play Tabarax so that we could offer get the counter, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I am going to save the disruption though, since we already have 5 mana in basics, or 5 lands ready. So let's do that. And yeah, maybe we just play it. I'm doing fancy play to hold disruption, I think. We just got to play the Tabarax. I agree with Mike, and we can hold back. They were never blocking anyway. I called out the looting, both the chance to find cards and the chance to loot, but we don't have a ton of kicker. We have like five or six kicker. It's not dense with kicker, so the looting is there, but it's still pretty minor. We're gonna do this happily though. I'm very surprised by this. What is this attack? Very surprised by that attack. Here. Send in Tabby, for sure. Not blocking with it. We can just hold, let's see. I like holding the disruption and the alliance, I guess. We got a lot of we got an instant speed hand here for the most part. Let's pass. We don't have, like, Tempest doesn't snap in and block the Ascetic or anything. Interesting. Okay, so let's bring in Tempest and sack it and make the Tabarax bigger. Is that just fancy play? It's a little, not fancy, but it's not, Not ideal, but that was fine. Now we get Alliance with Disruption up. Disruption probably not going to get anything at this point, but we're going to try. Let's see if this happens. Just want to... Come on, tap out into the disruption. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Good to see you all here. Nice, healthy numbers by my standards for this late in the stream. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. Maybe if you've stumbled on me today, you're not a regular viewer. Doing the old follow wouldn't hurt. Boo earns, but we do have the Blood Beckoning, so this is okay. If they go for a final spell there. So we're going to Blood Beckoning kicked, then Royal Mage, the Blood Beckoning, etc., etc., etc. We're going to get Commander and Tabarax. And Tabarax it up. Although we could Chronicler, look for something, and then Tabarax attack Chronicler. If they have a block, Tabarax gets bigger. swing and a miss. Let's see what's going to the bottom. Zoff, big flyer. Our big dudes are going to the bottom. Chronicler also nice with the Royal Mage. Into the Royal. I like into the Royal Taberax here. That's fine. Too late. I'm already doing it. And do we want... Yeah, we're doing so much with mana. I'm playing this. With the trouble is we want land. I'll loot the disruption. I'm saving the disruption for loot over the land for the loot. And let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is there a 2 mana removal? Deadly Alliance isn't 2 mana removal. It's close. Oh, we have a 2 mana Skulker at least. So Royal Mage Skulker is going to be fine here, and then we get action after this. Ooh, neat. We'll send the disruption away though. And we just want Blood Beckoning, right? We can get the removal, but Beckoning just gives us eternal value, and the Glacial Grasp was really a nice draw because we can grasp it for a couple turns, you know? So let's get the Beckoning. You want to grow Taberax with a Chump attack? We can certainly... Yeah, because we want both of them dead for the Beckoning. So yeah, let's send away. Taberax gets a counter. We still play the Skulker. We still have the double block. And boy, if they send, we're so happy to, like, Blood Beckoning Royal Mage and Chronicler. Thirst. I'm actually going to take out the big flyer and then grasp the ooze. I'm going to do that now so we get our aggro on. Maybe I was supposed to go get something. Another leak is just getting so greedy with kicker cards that I fail to consider the cheap mode. Like it's possible I was supposed to go get some creature and set up for a win next turn somehow with it, but I didn't really look. Hopefully Oppo's in the tank facing lethal they can't find a way to deal with. That's not going to do it, friend. That was the scoop maneuver. Subtle Strike makes this lethal, so we'll just show them that and end the game. Started out with a loss and have brought it to 4 1 cents. That feels good. Yeah, I would take our RNA deck over this one, but I didn't think this deck was bad. It ultimately has the tools to get the job done. We have hired for all of the positions in our deck, you know? No openings. Keep coming up a little short on mana. Oppo going first. This time, no 2-drop. I've been keeping hands like this when we've had a black 2-drop. Fenor says keep. I guess we have Mind Drain on 3 no matter what. But, that's not a great 3. Fenor says keep. Anybody else want to keep? I was leaning mulligan. I think this is a close one. Here, maybe I'll do a quick poll. Let's do a quick, 20-second poll. Keep or mull? Curious what people think on this one. When it's close like this, it probably means the effect to your win percentage actually isn't as much as you think. But I'll follow chat. Whatever chat wants to do. Keep? Okay, we'll keep. I'm never punished, so we will get an island. Oh, what? 5 swamps? It's like I'm punished. How does this happen? Who is responsible for this? Oh, sure, island. Nice. You're late. Well, we're gonna squid it rather than drain here. And at least we're not punished because Oppo missed on 2, at least for a creature. Well, I think. All right, that's fine. That's fine. You do that, buddy. I could replay the squid to get in while we have lands, but I'm just going to play the 4. There's no reason. I mean, the only reason to play squid is if we thought we were facing the force spike. But I'm not going to play around the force spike, especially for this medium card. Anti-Cog, similar. I was thinking about the Jawari Force Spike card, but Anti-Cog also. Now we got Squid and Drain. That's not bad. Drain is not going to be great, honestly, against Oppo's Fistful, but, you know, it's what we've got. The point is, you know, they're going to be able to pick 2 things pretty reasonably. Well, yeah, it hits all gas, but it's unlikely to matter much to the outcome unless the game goes really long. If we go really long, then that's going to be a relevant, certainly will be a relevant card. We can start playing Inscription knowing we have the Royal Mage. We can go get another, we can get the Mind Drain back. Hey, we were almost that. I'm going to go ahead and send in... I'll Subtle Strike here if they want to do it, and then we can Inscription for cards or something. I mean, you have to block if you're Oppo. Like, why are you playing a Riptide as an 0-5 if you're not going to block 3/2s with it, right? Huh. I actually like both of those. Wow, they drew all those cards and didn't play a 4th land. Sorry, Oppo, I just saw that. Incredible. Yeah, we'll keep these. These are fine. Oppo having a much worse time of it than we are. Let's see. Grasping now over what? We can 5, 6. We have 6 mana. We can grasp, but we can grasp, might find an island, then we can squid. Let's start with a grasp and get in damage here. Oh, that's true. I can't attack, but I'm still looking for the land. You're right. A good call, Mike, but I still like doing it. Even if I had caught that, what you said before making the play, I still would have done it. I think we do want to try and find that land. We don't, though, so we're passing. Why not kick the Royal Mage? Because kicking the Royal Mage doesn't get us land. I just wanted to find land. But yeah, Worm a good idea too. Hey, there's our other island. I like that. We can island here and have another Subtle Strike to piss off Oppo. Sorry, Oppo. Not sorry. Big squid. As big as a dreadworm. Yeah, since we call this beef, that was totally surf and turf dinner there. Crack in with this for starters. 8 mana, we have our kicked inscription at the ready. And a squid to boot. Gidanmore, you're timed out for that pun. If they have a Mind Drain, they get us for real nice Mind Drain here. But if they go for Mind Drain, our board situation is still solid, but Mind Drain is devastating, actually. We really don't want to see it. Maybe even a reason to not play the squid would have been Mind Drain would have been a reason to not even bother playing the squid, so that we hold the insight in the face of a Mind Drain. So let's see if we get punished. In retrospect, I wish I held the squid. We should have played around Mind Drain because it's so devastating to this hand. All right, that's interesting. We're going to start... I like kick Inscription, bounce our own Royal Mage to keep that world going. I don't think we have a feed, no, but we're gonna beat it through the feed. We're gonna win through the Drake. And we want both of those. We get a land to attack. We get removal. All right, Oppo thinks that is enough. I think they saw the loop coming and didn't want any part of it. All right, we got Profit. Hey, I want to call out. I try to remember to do this when it's relevant. I'm only playing on this account right now because I'm streaming. If I were not streaming, I would have already left this account. We've won 7 times. We have no quests. Wizards is not paying us to play right now. So I just want to remind all you viewers, I really recommend, if you're a heavy drafter, having multiple accounts and breaking up your play. So you play until you win 4 times on your first account. Then you leave that event to finish later. You open your other account and you play the event that you got going on in that one. So I'm playing heavily on this account because I'm trying to present a complete event for the content. So I'm only doing this for content reasons. If you are at home managing multiple accounts, you should be leaving the account after you win 4 times and clear a quest slot. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to leave the Kaldheim card reviews for tomorrow because I ended up drafting twice, so I'm already pushing way past my usual stopping time. I'm going to be greedy. We're going to try to disrupt something on 2. Especially drawing another land. Disruption is nice on the draw because often you're getting a 3-drop with your 2. Yeah, Mike's clarifying, but of course, I just mean it's the best way to manage your income is to not play unless Wizards is paying you to do so. Three-drop, come on, try something. Try it. Yeah, oh my God, what a counter. Woo! That is the thing we want to counter. So we could grasp here. Yeah, you shouldn't play that on 3 anyway. You should play, this is a 7-drop, right? Or a 6-drop? 6-drop. You play that on 6 and then drop your 6th land. Trying to decide if I'm squidding or grasping. We have stuff to do, so I'm going to squid. And I'll trade for their colony too. We've got a nice long game hand here, and they don't have black yet, so I'm not expecting to get stuff discarded or anything. Yeah, a recovery would be a great reason to go for it. This is this is a high-ranked drafter. It's possible they just have something in their deck. I mean, something in their deck to get this back. I like Squid, Attack, Grasp, Baloth, or... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and attack with Squid. They're not going to block. And I'm going to Baloth Ice on their next turn. Then that puts 2 turns where they're not getting landfall value out of their Baloth. They're taking a trade here. That's fine with me too. By the time the Baloth is actually ready to attack again, we'll have our Dreadworm up. Which I like right now. Where are they going to put that? Gotcha. All right, well, we're low on life, but they're almost out of cards. We've made it to 6 mana. What should we do to stabilize here? We can do... this is going to untap and start attacking, so maybe we need to Insight here. But we could also Blood Beckoning, play Squid. Blood Beckoning, play Squid is not unreasonable. It gives us a block on the Survivor. We take a big smack from the Baloth, but we can, like, block this, take 8, and then I like Inscription after that. Yeah, we can definitely Insight away. Yeah, maybe I'm just being greedy. We should Insight. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. Insight bounce feels correct here. We'll get attacked for 3, but that's okay. I'm not going to play this as a blocker. Well, we could. We could play this as a blocker and then get it back. Yeah, I'll do that, actually. Yeah. We'll do it. Sorry, I lots of complex interactions here, but we do want to trade this off and get it back with the Beckoning, so it's all good. Especially that makes it the right line. I hadn't really thought through trading off the Royal Mage to get it back with the Beckoning, but now that that's locked in my mind, it was absolutely correct to Insight and Royal Mage. And here we're gonna trade for the Death Toucher, of course. You joke, but it's one of my weaknesses that I often just kind of default to whatever chat says. I gotta think for myself more. Here we can Beckoning back. We want Royal Mage and Worm. If we do that, we don't get any plays this turn. We could also just play the Skitter Sneak, but they're gonna start doing countery stuff. Don't we have lethal? I don't even know what you mean, David. You joking with me? I have 20 life. Okay. Well, you didn't give me that, you didn't give me the wink, and believe me, it's in my range to have misprocessed something that completely. Yeah, let's drop a sneak. And you're right, unkicked Beckoning again. This is one of my weaknesses. Like, I have a hard time not kicking things, but in this case, it's correct. We're close to 8 land. If we kick back the Inscription, then we can start bouncing the Royal Mage and do the huge loop. Hey, Lol Mage, what can that get us? Right now, well, it can get us the Baloth. Maybe we should just take the Baloth while we can. Let's do that. It's big, it's untapped, and we can double block a Horn Beetle. Just hope they find a blank here. Yeah, Surge would be insane. Okay. Well, if they're not attacking, I'm actually going to go for Gloomy here. Going to stay back on blocks down low and start trying to regain our life total and end the game up in the air. feel like Rabid Bite or something. What are they thinking about here? Dead Gloom Hunter. Dead Baloth. Dead Gloom Hunter indeed, but we still have the blocks we had last time, so that's good. Skulker, we're gonna kick the Royal Mage this time. And get our inscription. You can make an argument for the domination, but I think we're gonna get our 8th mana soon, and then we just get to go off with the inscription Royal Mage looping. Grakma and Yard, and also, you know, if you don't have any interaction, you can do worse than splashing for a Deadly Alliance if you have the tools. Yeah, good point, Mike. They could, I feel like we've gotten a lot of some of our wins today have been definitely through Oppo punts. Oppo could have played that better. I think I've had the conversation with Fenor about Deadly Alliance. I don't know why Fenor is so down on Doomblade, but okay. I would, yeah, I wouldn't splash it alone unless I didn't have the interaction. Oh, that was Media? Okay. I knew somebody around here was. I assumed it was you since it was coming up again. You just wouldn't splash for it. I would splash for it if I didn't have other interaction and I had great splash tools, right? It all depends. Like, over what and with what splash tools? Why don't they give me a preview card? I don't know. Ask Wizards. Harass them on my behalf. Maybe because I'm a cranky old man, you know, old magic boomer, and I gripe about every new card I see, it seems to. Or I seem to. We're on the play. We have 2 lands and a Subtle Strike, but none of the blue we need to really do anything here, so I think we gotta mulligan this one. A little slow, but looks fine. We're gonna keep, and what do we ditch? Domination? Beckoning? Maybe we ditch Beckoning, and, although, how many Beckonings do we have? Do we have 2 Beckonings? No, 1 Beckoning. I'm gonna ditch Domination, since we only have the 1 Beckoning. And then we can play Royal Mage on 2, knowing we can get it back if we need to. We got a gold drafter, and this is ranked play. It probably means that Oppo has some bomby stuff going on. If gold drafter is being paired up against us, they probably have a whatever and oh, whatever and 1 type deck. Also, it could have just be that they paired us down since it took a while. I'm going to attack. If they want to trade off their Florahedron, that's fine. I threw on full control. We'll give them a little bluff here when they cast a spell. Deadly Alliance, interesting, but I think we just, what do we do here? Might Insight to draw, Insight to bounce, you know, just do a tempo. You want to hold up Alliance? That's the other thing we can do here. Could just Alliance the Gecko and not mess around, although this isn't exactly like kicker colors. Yeah. I like it. Let's figure to alliance something. Heck, let's figure to maybe even trade with the Royal Mage. I don't know. All right, adventure, interesting. We're gonna, of course, alliance that instead. No 3-1 to trade for. They didn't send in an attack, but we can inscription here, I think. Inscription for cards and look to block. Ooh. Yeah, we'll keep both of those. Yeah, good call. That's a little extra flexibility on the Alliance. It does get a Planeswalker. That uncommon kicker removal that we have does not. Interesting. Leaving the Gecko, sending both of these does suggest they're willing to make a trade here. If it was Trixie, they'd probably send in the Gecko too. But we're gonna make them have it. Sure, great. We want a dead Royal Mage as it is. Thirst hits Planeswalkers? Oh, what am I thinking of then? I thought there was removal in this set that I... okay, maybe it does, huh? Oh, it's the Spland. That's the one. The Spland removal doesn't hit Planeswalkers. I knew there was some like constructed playable... I knew there was a constructed playable removal spell that didn't hit Planeswalkers because that's where I was noticing. That's where I was wanting to to hit Planeswalkers and failing. Yeah. Yeah, feed hits enchantments is not a no-brainer thing to notice. Another opponent with Horn Beetles, that's interesting. We can go Squid Tabarax. I kind of like Squid Tabarax. But Gloomhunter at this life total, I take it back. I'm just going to go Gloomhunter and say either have something for this or it's going to go to town. Scale the Heights makes me think it should have reach or something. All right, they're doing stuff, but we're going to do stuff too. What are we going to do? We have 7 mana. We can Tabarax, kick Blood Beckoning. Blood Beckoning kick doesn't get us 2 things, though. We could Tabarax, Squid, unkick Blood Beckoning for the Royal Mage. I think that's the ticket. And we can save the island for a Squid attack if we want. Or we can play it. Let's play it. We have stuff to do. Don't know what they're splashing blue for. But I'm going to gain some life back here. Yeah, this could be kicked. What's the kick? Put 2+1/+1 counters on everything? I bet everything here gets 2+1/+1 counters before the end of this game. Stampede would be great too, yep. Vastwood Surge is what I was talking about, yeah, but Stampede is even easier. What are we getting back? Royal Mage for Inscription. Feed the Swarm does not hit Planeswalkers. That's the one that sneakily hits enchantments. They're going for it. All right. We are going to offer for a Gecko and try and eat Florahedron. If they got something here, they got something here. We can't really mess around. We're going to see what they got. All right. Trying to survive here. Trying to survive. Yeah, maybe I should have put the 3/2 on the kitty. I don't know what I was thinking there. So, got to be Inscription though, right? And then we'll play Disruption as land, and if we can survive the turn, have a lot going for us on our next turn. I don't think we're blocking with Gloomy, so I could send Gloomy, and then we'll block with the other two. You want to hold the bat? I like getting the bat in because it gets us to 10 immediately. If I keep the Gloom back and they kill it, we get no lifelink, and then we're at 7 in trouble. I like attacking because it gets us to 10 for sure, but it does threaten good blocks. I suppose we should take a little... Yeah, sending it guarantees the 10 and lowers them a bit. But we can threaten a double block if we keep these back. I'm going to say no attacks. It's a close one. I think you can make a good argument either way. One of the reasons I'm choosing not to is that they're kind of in top deck mode. If they'd had a bunch of cards for a little bit and seemed like they could have been sitting on removal to this point, then I wouldn't. But I feel like they have to be pretty lucky in terms of, there's only so much removal left in their deck. It was a very small % chance that they were going to draw removal here anyway. I don't want to put the Royal Mage at risk because we want to bounce it with Inscription to keep that loop going is the thing. I like taking the 3 and trying to block the kitty with the Horn Beetle. Yeah, not sending the tokens does suggest they don't have anything here. Yeah, but true, if they had, we gotta play to what they're doing. If we were dead to removal, why didn't they swing with these insects? Same reason. I'm just not gonna play around removal here. And then, yeah, okay, I'm gonna risk it. I'm risking it. I accept the risk. The reason why I'm gonna accept the risk also is that if this dies, we get a 4/4 that can block Horn Beetle coming up. Okay, I guess we block with Taborax. I just didn't want to give them Taborax. I'm going with my line. I'm doing my line. If they have me dead, they have me dead, but I'm going for a longer game win. All right. I can kick this without playing the land, so we're going to kick to have one slightly larger token. And kick the Insight. Although, wait a second, if I'm going to bring the Royal Mage back, I got to ask myself if I want to attack first. Nah, because they just send that in, so... We are doing all of this, and we are going to bounce our Royal Mage and their Beetle. And we're going to draw. And I like both of that. That's all action. So like we are going to keep those. Have a second 4/4 and play a land since we're trying to do so much. Yeah, Tabarax needs a lot of counters before it starts doing its thing. I kind of like Falconer Subtle Strike, hold up Subtle Strike here. Dump a hand a little bit before we Royal Mage our bomb back. Are we at any kind of point with attacking? I think we are, yeah. With Subtle Strike and Oppo not showing much action, we got to get going here. Mike says no attacks. I went with an attack. We do have... The Subtle Strike is why I went with the attack, Mike. I feel like we have good play against this situation. And it might encourage them to go for it. Surge is one of those things that we can't really beat. So, like, what do, right? We are aware that we could lose to that. I could strike now while we have some mana, take out a 1/1, and put a counter on Tabarax or the Falconer, but Tabarax gets us, of course, closer to getting lifelink here. Yeah, I think it's worth it, right? Six, 7, 8, 9. That's cool because we can kick Royal Mage and Squid, and we can leave the Dreadworm. Oh, cast a kick spell. All right, so let's kick the Mage. Ooh, that. Well, we do get a butt. We get a Squid, right? So Squid can chump, worst case. And I'm going to send Tabby and leave everything else back. You say both flyers. I'm saying extra cautious at our 6, knowing that both flyers represent lethal on the way back. Going to try not blocking with the Falconer, but if we have to, I like that it's here. And if we don't have to, great. We're still on one turn clock. Red. Uh-oh. Omnath. That might not even be a problem. I think that's just they're dead. Okay, maybe we're not dead because they gained some life there, but I think we're in good shape. Can we inscription? Usefully here. Trying to figure out if we can inscription for the win. We have 9 in the air. We need 3 on the ground. We get rid of 2 blockers. They have 4, so we can't get them dead. But we can put them in some serious pain. Oh, I also should look. We do have Thirst available, so yeah, I'm not going to bounce Omnath, but I'm going to keep Black up. Yeah, we want our own Royal Mage and their Beetle, I think is absolutely correct. And then us again. Zoth consumption, yeah, it's all keepable, that's fine. I'm gonna keep it all. double scry 2. And Tabaraks definitely, but again, we could just be conservative, keep everything back, and still have a 2-turn clock. But I think I'm going to risk it. Yeah, I think both flyers now. Let's assume they're going to gain some life and do that. Let's do it. All right, crossing fingers, chumping the heck out of everything, hoping they don't somehow play 3 lands or whatever it takes to wipe our board. Yeah, how did they get life, though? I mean, they gained life from a card we didn't know about, right? If the life gain was on board, that's one thing, but we didn't know they were going to gain life. Yeah, Arbor Mage wins them the game. We're not out of this yet. We're advantaged, but could lose out of nowhere here. All right, should be good. They have a sky blocker, but Zoff consumption plus one of these getting through in the air is GG. I don't know, I didn't think this deck was that bad. It had a lot of tools. There was some weak low end. I didn't like the Dreadworm. The Skulker wasn't doing much except filling the hole, but I sure wouldn't have predicted 7. But I didn't think this was a terrible deck. Nice. Well, yeah, worm. I mean, the worm is what it is, right? You're not really happy to play a worm. There's other 5-drops. If you're going to spend 5 mana on a card, generally worm is not where you want to be. But if you need a piece of mid-range beef to eventually win in the air, you can do worse. Yeah, as we learned, when you kick inscriptions multiple times, it tends to win some magic games. We're gonna claim this nice little prize. Oh yeah, I was gonna take a look. Let's open some packs and see how close our secondary account is to completing Zendikar. Yeah, well, yesterday the inscription shenanigans gave us 3-0, so 13 game wins. And here, let's see. Yeah, it might be. I'm just curious how close this, because we played a lot more on this account than we have in other situations. So let's see. Pretty fair chunk. 1, 2, 3. Well, let's see. I'm gonna look at rares only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 35 rares away from 4xing our second account on rares. That's pretty good. Might even get there on this account before the next set comes out if we keep drafting Zendikar on it. You know. All right, there were lots of AMAs today on Kaldheim cards that I'm going to hit on tomorrow. And with double draft here today, I feel I have fulfilled my promise as a as a streamer to you all. So gonna hop to soapbox mode, say thank you to our YouTube friends. Another max win day with blue-green kicker after a little bit of a kicker in the nuts on the RNA draft that didn't go quite the way we hoped, but it tilted me and I did a level off draft and we got max win. So that felt great. Thank you for hanging with me, chat. We'll catch you at the next draft. Gauntlet time tomorrow, everybody. Bye.